Welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. I want to talk about why is this journey so hard? What can you do about it and how can you actually empower yourself? So welcome, I'm Kathleen from Awakening Meraki. The reason the journey is so hard is because you are going through a spiritual awakening. You are battling with your ego. You're battling with the mind. And that is it. It is really, really that simple. You're battling with what's in the mind, your belief patterns, all the limitations. And it's bloody uncomfortable when they all regurgitate themselves and come up. It's uncomfortable releasing that stuff. It's not easy. I did this beautiful exercise this morning in the Awakening Meraki membership, and well, I thought it was beautiful, and I'm pretty sure the others enjoyed it. So what I said today was I wanted them to sit and look in the mirror or stare at themselves in their camera on their phone by reversing it around so you can see yourself, whichever one. And I wanted them to really just sit and just look at the reflection. Don't judge it, just look at the reflection. Because that reflection is soul. That's your peace. That's the beauty that your masculine sees, and vice versa within. It's peaceful there. It's very peaceful there. And it can actually get quite deep when you just keep doing this exercise and just learning to look at yourself through the lens of the soul. Because when you are doing this exercise and you're in peace, there are no limitations. There's no limiting belief patterns. We know, right, with the eye contact with the twin, you get drawn into a whole nother universe. That is you. You are that universe. And there are no limiting beliefs there. The challenge on this journey is separating out the mind from who you truly are. And it's when you're in the mind that you're in separation consciousness, which means you are separate to soul. You're not operating from the space of soul, you're operating as if you are the mind, and you are not the mind. The mind and the body and all your limiting beliefs that go with it, all your happy, sad feelings, all your emotions are tethered to 3D only. When your beautiful time is finished on this, in this incarnation, your soul goes wherever it goes. It's infinite, but it does not cling on, hang on to anything in 3D. And what you're doing here is you're releasing all those attachments so you can ascend. And what that means is releasing all the limiting belief patterns, and that is why it's very, very, very uncomfortable. But if you start looking at the belief patterns as if they are energy and not the story, because it's the story that keeps it uncomfortable. If you see it as energy instead of playing into the story of I'm not good enough, or I'm in lack, or I can't afford it, or I don't like this journey, or I've been on this journey for too long, or the masculine's in another relationship, or I need to stay in this marriage. If you keep sticking in those stories, you're going to remain stuck and looping and struggling. When you resonate that this is about you connecting in with your soul, you connect with your twin at your soul in your heart chakra, not in your mind and not the body, obviously. But you see, we don't initially, until we're on this journey, we don't really know the difference between soul and mind. We hear the word soul, but we don't really know what it is. And soul is what you're getting drawn into when you look in your twin's eyes, or when you just look into your own eyes and see the beauty within you, the universe within you. When you get drawn into those eyes, you feel unstoppable. You feel the divinity. You feel like you could just dance and sing and wouldn't care about what's going on around you, right? Because you're not in the mind judging yourself, making yourself feel bad. You're just not there when you're in soul. And this is what you're learning. You're learning to separate yourself, to see the mind over here. I'm soul, the observer of my mind. When you're over here, which is looking at everything in 3D, you are separated because you're in the mind. You're in the emotional body. You're in the happy, sad feelings. And I'm not saying don't express and feel the feelings, but it's about not believing the stories and the belief patterns. And look, we didn't even know half the time that these belief patterns were so entrenched in us, but they are. They truly are. Your masculine's role is to reflect your soul. So if the soul is distorted with belief patterns of I am not good enough, I am doubting this connection, I don't trust this journey, I don't trust the masculine, I don't trust myself, then that is what's going to get reflected. This is where the power is within you. You are literally reprogramming your subconscious belief patterns. And when you do the exercise of staring in the mirror and realizing they are all just distorted energy, yes, some of them were probably at one point an experience. But the mind loves to play out the same experience multiple times. I'm going to give an example. So hopefully she doesn't listen to this. Not that it really matters because she'll just laugh. But a friend who's on this journey, we connect most days, and she's got all these problems with her car. I won't go into the whole story, don't need to, but it's been in and out of the mechanics and it's cost quite a bit of money to sort this car out. And I'm like, just ditch the car, man. Like, you're an abundant woman, just ditch the car. This thing's like needs to die, I said. Anyway, but his old version of her would have been ringing everybody in her family, bleating on about the car, the cost of the car, how it's been towed from this place to this place, and this car company won't do XYZ, and blah, 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 blah. She said the stories would have gone on and on and on. She's just like, I'm just in flow, and I was letting it get towed, and whatever else. These are the stories that keep you entrapped. These are the stories that keep you away from soul. These are the stories that actually create toxic energy and pain and suffering. She could sit in the story and woe is me, and I, it's costing me so much money and it keeps breaking down and I get told mixed stories, and, this mechanic doesn't want to do this and this one's not owning whatever, right? She could have gone right into that whole story, and she's obviously in beautiful energy, and she realizes that we just don't want to be that anymore. It's awful. It's awful energy. So if you are not enjoying this journey, step out of it. Step out of the story, step out of the pain, because you have all the power within you to change. And that's what this comes down to. At the end of the day, we all have to make a decision for ourselves and go, what is more important to me and my peace, or all the stories and all the stories about the masculine and how painful this journey is. And I'm not trying to diss her. I lived this journey. I've been through quite a few ego deaths. I've been rock bottom on the floor. I've been there. I've been in limitation. I've been on the bones of my ass financially. I've done it, I've been there. I get it. I really get it. But at the end of the day, you need to make a decision. Do you want to sit in lack? You've been awakened. You can't get off this journey once you've been awakened. And you don't want to. Let me tell you something. The beautiful gift, the magic, when you shift through those energies on the other side, is incredible. It is powerful. It's incredible. And you don't want to miss out on that. And that's why, you have to feel the pain to move through the pain, to know you're not the pain, so you can receive the magic on the other side. Soul is pushing you to help you see that you are the universe and you create your 3D reality. So your life becomes like this. Instead of reacting to everything in 3D, which is how we've been conditioned, you start responding. You start becoming very intentional. And you are reprogramming the way you function and operate. And yes, it is very uncomfortable initially. And yes, you need to make some big changes in your life. And those things are not always comfortable. I get it. But you can stay sitting in the lack, or you can in limitation, or you can rise up and reclaim your power back. And yes, you will need to rise up and reclaim your power back multiple times until that conditioning has shifted, so that your new norm is waking up in bliss, in peace, in stunning energy, and just vibing. Not stuck in old looping stories and old patterns. It doesn't need to be this hard. It really, really doesn't. You can shift, you can do this, you have the power within you. But the reason, if you're struggling on this journey, if you're really struggling, it's because you're identifying everything through the mind, and the mind is out of control, and you need to see it for what it truly is. And it's keeping you stuck in old stories like the car. And here's the thing, this is how human works, how we work, right? So the story about the car brings up another story about another time that I had an issue with the car, and then your friend goes, oh yeah, that's right, when I was dealing with this issue with my car, I struggled with this and it was just awful, and it just goes on like this. It's not peace, it's ego. That's ego running the show. There's nothing peaceful about it. See the ego for what it is. It's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you in lack. It's keeping you in limitation. It's keeping you putting in excuses. Yes, I said it. You are making excuses. And you're putting your own obstacles up. You have to get past and through and own your own bullshit on this journey. And I know I sound like I'm quite strong today, but I know the magic on the other side. We all have light within us. You are highly evolved souls. You absolutely can do this. You can navigate the energy. And you can really transform your whole life around. You truly, truly can. And so this message is for those that are struggling more so. I know there's lots on my channel that are not. If you are new on this journey, you're probably going to go, what the heck is this woman on about? But this is a connection with soul. You must step into the clarity of your soul, not the clarity of the ego, because there will be none. Let's be honest. The ego has no clarity. It's limited. It's limited in its operations. Your soul is pure clarity, and you're just shifting. You're shifting so that the clarity gets louder and louder and louder, and you realize that you are the divine being. You are the universe. You are the twin flame. And so you start reflecting that from in, and then you radiate it out, and then it gets reflected back to you through your masculine, through other people, through job opportunities, through abundance. Gets reflected back as to what you're feeling inside here. So it's all about releasing those attachments and releasing the stories and making a conscious choice that I can do this. And yes, I know the mind gets so activated on this journey, and it's incredibly hard to shift. But when you see it for what it is and see why it's got activated, to put a rocket up you to show you that you're not the mind. How else are you going to learn? That's how we learn. We learn through duality, right? So it had to get dialed up. Your energy had to go off the charts, and your anxieties and all those core wounds had to come up, because otherwise you would be still walking around blindly, not doing a lot. So you don't want that. Your soul wants you to be with your twin flame, believe it or not. It does. The soul desires itself. Your job is to realize that your soul and connect in with soul, your true nature. If you need some help and support, you know where to find me. I have all the resources there to help you. And yes, I have a beautiful, beautiful community. It's an amazing little group that's expanding all the time. And yeah, if you really want to invest in yourself, that is an inexpensive way of doing it. But you know, you don't need to sit in all this victim mentality on this journey. If you know, like, we've all been awakened, but you all have the same choice that I've got, and many others that I work with. And you know, you don't want to stay in that energy. It's really not nice. And you choose. You be intentional about what words are coming out of your mouth, because what words come out of your mouth is then followed up with action, and then that then manifests in your 3D. Sending lots and lots of love.